comics are stupid.
No Harry Potter movie is
And
good.
you're like, give me the Snyder Cut. Oh, sorry, just walk in front of you here. Gonna put my popcorn down. Oh, sorry, gotta put this here.
Universal needs to sue Sony.
Hey, I'm an idiot. I was fired from Fox. Let me go.
I'd like actually to see Venom just crush Spider-Man.
Hello, everyone. So we're back today with actress Shayla Brown. She's most notably Helena in Women Talking. How are you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. So I got to ask you a question. We start this every time we have a guest. We have to ask them this question. Do you like superheroes?
I do, but not like Superman. I feel like I was a Harry Potter kid, so I'm more of the reluctant hero kind of, you know.
Oh, yes. Okay,
Yeah.
So you liked Harry Potter. That's good enough for me because I was
Yeah.
a huge Harry Potter fan growing up and obviously still am to an extent. But, you know.
Yeah. It's complicated.
What made you interested in film and movies? What got you into it?
It was actually kind of an accident because I was originally doing musical theater, but when COVID happened, we obviously couldn't do that anymore. And so one of the people who was one of my musical theater coaches was like, they're looking for visually impaired actors to do this show called See on Apple TV. And so I was just like, you know what? I've got nothing to lose. We have nothing to do. Let's do it. And so I did. And I was only working as like a day player on that show, but I found that I really liked it from that short time I was on it. And, you know, it kind of just kept coming. And then I just was like, I really like this. So that's how I discovered it, honestly.
So you were a musical theater kid, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what's your all-time favorite musical?
Ooh, that's hard.
I know.
I'm really missing Matilda right now because I did play Matilda for my last musical in high school, and so like that's bringing a lot of nostalgia right now. So
That's completely fair. That's actually a very good answer.
yeah.
Now, you wrote something which when I was doing, I obviously do all my research, and this is something that really stuck out to me. And so I'm going to quote you here. I am an actor who is blind. This is my truth, but it doesn't define who I am or what I'm capable of achieving in this world. And you wrote this in 2021. So I wanted to ask you a little bit about growing up with ROP and just kind of tell the audience a little bit about that.
So ROP is retinopathy of prematurity. The way I like to explain it is that I was born really prematurely. I was born at 27 weeks, which is definitely too early. And basically my retinas didn't have time to fully develop. So my right eye has nothing and my left eye has a little bit, but not enough to read print. So I've always been like this and it's always been my life. So it's never, blindness is a very different experience from someone who gets it later or versus someone who like me was born with it. So I've never felt the need to hide it. I've never felt the need to be ashamed of it. So it's just my truth, and like I'm not ashamed of that in any way.
And that's amazing. Like, I mean, I think what you like, the fact that you're able to, and we'll talk a little bit more about how you got your role in Women Talking and everything everyone said about you, because I've been going through things that people said about you, and I've not literally not read one thing where people have said anything even remotely negative about you. So I mean,
Well, that's good.
I mean, yeah, and so far you've been great. So
So, if you mind telling the audience and myself, what was your life experience like growing up with ROP?
I would say that I was very lucky in having a family who still let me try things as a blind person, because I know that a lot of families are really scared to let their children just be children and do things that blind people normally, like, when you hear of a blind person like doing something like, I don't know, figure skating, like, you a sighted person's knee-jerk reaction is to be like, oh, is that safe? But I was lucky enough to have a family that let me try things regardless. So I was growing up singing, dancing, acting, just getting to be a kid who was trying things, but also learning how to adapt those things in different ways as a blind person. And I'm really lucky that here in Ontario we have a school for the blind, which I didn't attend that school, but I got to go to like summer camps at that school for like music, and that's where I made a lot of friends who are blind, and really made me feel like I wasn't alone. So having that kind of connection with other blind children was really meaningful in my life.
So, what was the process kind of getting your role in Women Talking?
So they were doing a search for the two main teenagers in the film. So I originally auditioned for OCHA, and I had a set of sides that I learned, and I think I had a week of preparation for that. But in that week, I really wanted to do as much research as I can, so I read the book in 2 days, which was very heavy because the book is a very heavy book in terms of material, but overall very gratifying. So I read the book, I learned my sides, I tried to understand as much as I could in the time that I had what it was like being a teen growing up in a very cloistered religious colony such as the one that we see in this film. And then I auditioned. I did that set of sides. I think I read through it twice. I did one, and then Sarah kind of redirected it, and I did it again, and they were like, thank you, and then I was off. And I didn't hear anything for a few months, and then in, I think, April of 2021, they got back to me, and they were like, so we're pinning you for a completely different role that Sarah wrote for you, which was mind-blowing.
So, what was the nervousness like? Because I'm assuming there's so much nervousness waiting for that kind of those few months till you heard back.
Eventually, well, in this business, it's either you hear if you get it or you hear nothing if you don't. So I heard nothing, and after, the first few weeks were like, oh, that really sucks, and you have that pity party for yourself, and when you get a project that you're so invested in and you don't get it, it sucks. So I went through that grieving process, but eventually I did let it go. And like, when I found out that I was pinned, I think I was like at school. We were still in the times of COVID where we had like one class for the whole day every day. And so I was just checking my emails because I was bored and found out that I was pinned. And that was nuts to hear that I was actually going to be in this project, because I had completely let it go by then. And it was like, I totally accepted that it wasn't for me. And then finding out that actually it was like a little bit crazy.
Yeah, we can totally relate to the whole boredom and online and like whatever the hybrid school and whatever. Oh, that was rough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hybrid high school is not the thing you want to do.
No.
So
yeah,
it seems like being an actor at TIFF is a great experience. So what was your experience like out there?
It's been a really good experience overall. I think we're getting to the point where actors with disabilities are being welcomed into the circle, and it's still not where it should be, because if we were where we wanted to be, then no non-disabled actor would be playing a disabled character. But we are getting there, and we are trying to start holding people accountable for roles that they played or things that they did that now does not have a good look. But yeah, I've had the opportunity to audition for characters who are blind, and I appreciate every audition because I'm just, maybe it is the bare minimum, but they are looking for blind actors. On set, the sets that I am on, I can tell that they really wanted me to be there, which means a lot to me anyways, because when you audition for someone who's reluctant or afraid to have a blind person amongst them, you don't really want to work with that type of person who's very like tentative and fearful. You want to work with someone who's like, yeah, let's try it anyways. And that's kind of the vibe that I've been welcomed to, and I'm very grateful for that.
So now you were at a world premiere of your movie at TIFF. You did the thing that most people dream of doing. How was that? What was that like? Tell me about the experience.
I mean, there was so much adrenaline. I'm so grateful that I got to be there. But I remember I wasn't expecting, basically at the premiere before the movie, they introduced all the cast on stage, but I wasn't expecting them to do it one at a time. So everyone got their moment. And so we were just all standing there backstage, and then I hear my name, and I was the first one being invited out. And I think I turned to Jesse Buckley and went, oh my God, what's happening? So I think if you go back and watch the video of them introducing, it does take a little bit for me to actually come out, because Jesse is hugging me, and then Kira is like, you gotta go on. And I was just like, completely shocked, because it's like, wow, okay, we're taking the time to appreciate everyone here, and I'm the first one out. That's terrifying. But it was so thrilling getting to walk across that stage, seeing that huge audience of people, and like getting to sit with a group of people who are watching this movie for the first time. I just love listening to the reactions every time.
I was really hoping I'd get to go, but unfortunately school schedules conflict with movies, and I hated it so much. I'm so excited to watch the movie. But you also were on the red carpet, obviously, and I've got to ask, how much stress was it to figure out what you wanted to wear and all of that? Because I'm sure it was very stressful.
That is a very good point, because so originally I had a dress picked out, and it was all great. Emma Sanders Finlayson, who styled me, had it, and we were ready. And then a week before the premiere, I get an email from Sarah, and she's like, so the cast at Telluride was talking, and we want to do black and white coordinating. My dress was like burgundy, so there was no way that was gonna work. So we had to, with like a week to go, quickly get another dress, find one that I liked, and get it to my house, try it on, make sure it fits, and be ready for the premiere the next Tuesday. So that was very stressful. And
I can imagine.
It was not supposed to be that stressful, but like I'm really happy with what I wore, because I really did like it, and I felt honestly more comfortable in that dress anyways, and I felt like a princess, so like it worked out.
It did. And again, I'm literally so excited to watch this movie. I'm so angry I had to get to watch it at TIFF. Now, what Lon, do you want to ask the next question? Actually, I don't want to cut into your questions.
This is another question that we ask very frequently to all of our the rest of the people we interviewed. What's your favorite movie of all time that you've seen?
Ooh. Well, okay, right now it's Do Revenge, which is a Netflix movie, and that's shocking for me to say, because it's Netflix, but like it's such a fun, like, honestly, it's like it gives Mean Girls vibes, but it's also queer, and it's like it's really fun, and it's a really dark comedy. And honestly, I'm shocked that I liked it as much as I did, because originally I was just watching because Maya Hawke was in it, and I love her. But but I usually hate that genre of movie. I don't really like Mean Girls. I don't really like that kind of vibe.
Uh-oh.
That sorry.
It's a knife in my heart right there, but okay.
I'm sorry, but like teen dramas just don't really usually push my buttons in the way that it does for a lot of people. But this one, I really enjoyed it, and I had so much fun. And then there was like, I'm not spoiling, but there was a twist that like completely threw me for a loop, and I was invested the whole time, which was actually shocking for me. So like, I really enjoyed that movie and have watched it more than once, which is, you know, a feat for me, because usually sometimes I find it hard to sit through movies, especially on Netflix, where I can just be like, well, I can also go like and scroll through Twitter while the movie's playing on.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is such a reality, though. It's so, unless you're in a movie theater where it's basically like you get angry looks if you look at your phone, like it's so hard to watch a movie. How much time do you spend trying to find a movie to watch? That's the more important question here.
I mean, a lot of time, because it's like these summaries are, these descriptions are so vague that it's like, am I actually gonna like this, or is it gonna be weird? And it's the same with TV shows too. I'm like, yeah, this might be interesting, and then I get 15 minutes and it's like, well, I could also go on Instagram and have fun too. So
Oh my god, this is like, I actually spend more time trying to find a movie to watch than actually watching movies. It's really bad. Like,
yeah.
It's a problem. The list of movies I need to watch grows and grows, and I'm like, yeah, but which one do I watch? I don't know. And then I kind of get stuck, and I never watch a movie.
Yeah.
But I did get your social media reference, your Do Revenge reference, so there was that. Now, who is your kind of all-time dream talent to work with on screen?
I've said this a lot, and it's got to be Sadie Sink. I think
Why?
that's because she is just so good. I think she's just like, she's a really young up and coming talent like me.
Yes, exactly
but,
like you.
But a lot more famous. But like, just tells a lot with just a look, or like, I think really getting to see her shine in the All Too Well short film. I really wanted to see The Whale, didn't get to see it, but
that was another one I couldn't see. I really wanted to watch it.
my friend was at the premiere and sent me pictures, which thank you, Kat, but like I'm really sad I didn't get to see it. But like in Stranger Things, she really blew me away this season with just like how deep her character was, and I just was like, well, if I ever write a movie, she's gonna play opposite me.
You just answered another one of our questions just by accident, and I love that. It's great. Hold on. Do you want to ask the question now?
Actually, leads us perfectly into the question. So if you had an unlimited budget to make a movie, and it can be with whoever you want, what would it be? And
who would star in it? And I think we know the answer to that one.
Yeah.
So.
Well, it's me and Sadie Sink against the world, I think, because I would really love to see her do more romantic leads. But I also want more women loving women representation. So I'd love to write a movie for her and me, because I think she could do it. And I also think that blind people being viewed as like desirable is a generally new thing, or something we might not see very often. And I think we need to change that, because disabled people are also worthy of love and desire and all those things that like we don't really get to see in film and TV right now, is the fact that we can be the object of someone's love or you know, lust.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, absolutely. And I think that, again, as with you being kind of being very vocal about this, and obviously, well, like you've had so much success, so like I guess early on, and I know you're gonna have so much more success, and I think everyone who's ever worked with you has said the same thing, including saying that you'd be a great director and writer. So
I don't know where that came from. I don't know where that came from. I don't know what Sarah is talking about. But like since she's said it in public, now I have to do it because like she's now putting the pressure on me to do it.
But now you can make this movie that you've talked about. Okay, do you have like, are there times where you come up with an idea and you just write it down?
I mean, I have so many ideas in my head, and yet writing it down is really hard. It's not something that comes naturally to me, and that's what, like, when Sarah said that I'd be a good writer, I was like, what are you talking about? But yeah, I definitely have a lot of ideas in my head, but I just find it really hard to plan plot and like not let the idea run away from me. But I am starting to get to that point where it's like, if you have an idea, just start writing. And I'm surrounded by a lot of people who can give me tips on that. So I'm very lucky.
And I mean, I just from you just off the top of your head gave us the plot of a movie that I would really want to see now. So, you know, can you make this you and Sadie movie happen, please?
I will now. It's gonna happen.
I need this. You've sold me on this just off the top of your head. Now, our last question for you is, what advice do you have for young Canadians who kind of want to become actors and actresses and kind of join the industry?
I think my advice is to just, wherever you are, we're very lucky. I mean, we're not lucky that COVID happened, but we're very lucky that COVID gave us the idea that we don't have to go anywhere to start learning. We can be at home and we can take class. And so if you're not in a place where you can take class or do camp, there's a lot of opportunity online now. And I mean, if you can go in person, that's amazing too. But there's a lot of opportunity for you to just start doing it. Whether that just be training or like a summer camp or like singing lessons, just try it. And honestly, the way that it happened for me was just by making connections through doing classes. So like you never know where it's gonna go.
And I think that's the perfect place to end it. Thank you so much for talking to us today. I'm actually so happy that we could make this work. Do you want to promote anything to the people listening?
I mean, just go see Women Talking when it comes out. December
16th.
Yes, it is.
And your social media is somewhere on the screen too, your Instagram handle. So
yeah,
we can go follow you. And your Instagram is literally awesome. Like your entire feed is just fantastic. And we have to have you on again at some point because this was so much fun. And you are so much fun. And I love talking to you. So thank you again. And, you know, I think you want everyone to subscribe to us. So, you know.
Yeah, subscribe.
Yeah. Thank you. And
thank you.
Thank you all for watching and see you guys next time. Bye-bye.